Hey, what's up, everybody? DisThunder here, and we're going to take a look at a Lost review of sorts. This would be my review for the Mezco 112 Collective Rumble Society Tangerine Badass for Hire figure. I say Lost because I nearly finished this review about a month and a half ago, and then corrupted the audio, and then it crashed on my editor, and I got really pissed off and said to hell with it. But then I was checking my SD card on my camera and found most of the pictures in the video I took, so I figured, what the hey, try to put it back together and put it up on YouTube. One thing that I didn't lose, because it just doesn't exist, is much of the background on Tangerine, the character, because we don't have any. She's a badass, and she's dressed very chic, and she has gold-plated weaponry, and for the right price, you too can hire Tangerine Badass for Hire. That's about all we know. One thing that we do know about, or that I know about, would be weaponry. So we can start with that. Top left here, we have the DP-64 Nepriavda. First, we saw with, I think, Two-Face. It's a specialized grenade launcher, like anti-saboteur weapon. Below that, we've got two Walther PPKs, a J-frame revolver, an M16A1 with appropriate slab sides, katana, a Bren, and a Mac-10, which they mistakenly called an Uzi, but hell, I've made that mistake before. She also has a nice pair of brass knucks with badass emblazoned on them. Although maybe they should be reversed, so when you punch somebody, you kind of, you brand them with the badass instead of it being backwards. I don't know, that's just a thought. And she also has a nicely sized riot shield that she can employ alongside any of her other gold weapons. And of course, there's a whole bunch of blast effects, stuff that we've seen before. I would go over them, but let's be real here. You can Google them if you need to know what the effects are, or you can watch one of my other 24 Mezco reviews if you really need to know what blast effects she's got. But yeah, they're included. That's what you need to know. Being the mod mercenary she is, she also has a very nice clothing loadout. She has this kind of, what do you want to call this, like a sailor's greatcoat kind of look. Fashion I don't do, but it has really great details on it. It has a integral belt. She has a little scarf to go with it, and then a really nice handbag that once you take the foam out of, you could presumably throw a couple of the PPKs or the Mac-10 in there. For head sculpt options, we have the bubblegum head sculpt, which is always a cool inclusion. I think, was it the Mezco movie Harley was the first figure I saw that did this? Or was it the Legends Boom Boom and Jubilee? Don't remember. Anyway, when it works well. The second head sculpt will be the pom-pom hair that you see here. Also, pan back a little bit, you can see the shoulder holster she has for her revolver. That's obviously also included. And then lastly, a more standard fro-style haired head sculpt. These have very subtle little holes on the sides of the head that allow for you to put her two pair of sunglasses on. Two, presumably, just so in case you lose one. So if you look real closely there by the headband, you can see the holes on each side. And obviously, all you need to do in that case is just kind of line up the glasses to fit into those holes. Just push the ear wire through there. Well, where the ear wire would be. Obviously, they don't go around her ears because she has hair over her ears. But you just plug in just like so. You can see them pretty easily on this bubblegum head because she has the headband there. So they're in about the same spot. It's funny, looking at the video, I think at the time I wasn't 100% they were on the pom-pom head, but I think they are. They're just very well hidden, or mine are kind of, I don't know, maybe they didn't push all the way through. Anyway, we're going to talk about articulation here. You can see that there is actually a metal ball joint at the top of the neck, which is kind of consistent with this hybrid Fison-style body we've seen since Spider-Gwen. But it allows for excellent range of motion. Good stiff joint for a neck joint, but you get all the same amount of articulation you get out of their usual double ball joint that they use. You have a ball jointed shoulder that comes out to a plastic piece at the shoulder. Allows for an excellent range forward and backward. As I will show you, this makes for some great rifling poses. Obviously, the bodysuit works with us here, so there's really nowhere you can't take that joint. There's no concerns there. Got the little teeny ball-jointed wrist there. The bracelets kind of get a little hindering at times, but the Christ is doing business. Ab crunch, shut up. Just shut up. Get the hell out of here. This is ridiculous. I can't bend that way. I could never bend that way. I've never had that kind of flexibility. Back, get the fuck out of here. And same thing here. You have a little bit of a side to side on her torso joint because it's basically just a great big metal ball joint in there. And hips, yep, get out of town. Same kind of thing. High kick like nobody's business. In fact, probably get a little bit higher if I move the belt, but you get the idea. Outward, no problemo. And then from the thigh down, or excuse me, from basically from the top of the knee joint, you go back to plastic, where you have a more standard double jointed knee. But she's got such long damn legs that there's nothing to hinder it from going straight back, so she can get all the way across. And you got a boot swivel and a pretty good ankle rocker on surprisingly stable boot heels that let her stand pretty good, considering most figures with heels, not so great. This, great. And like I said, when it comes to getting her into a good rifle pose, even with something as goofy as the Bren, she pulls this off, I would say, maybe better than most of her more standard plastic double-jointed, butterfly-jointed male companions. Speaking of those, here she is with the new 2.0 Doc Nocturnal, who I still need to do something with his suspender shoulder rig bits there. Need to make a stitch or something. But as you can see, she's Amazonish. Even next to the pretty tall, I forget what we call this guy, the not James Bond figure. This is a fantastic figure as well, by the way. If you don't own one of these, this guy's smashing, as he would say. Here she is with her Hazard Squad buddies. I assume she might partner with Hazard Squad. Death Adder and Hazard Squad Gomez, who she's about the same height as Death Adder, and he's kind of a lanky, tall fellow himself. Here she is with Spider-Gwen, the originator of this kind of sort of Fison hybrid style body, and you can see she is considerably taller. A lot of that is in those boots, no doubt, but she's just a big girl, no way around that. As is further demonstrated with having her here next to Supreme Knight Batman, who she is almost a quarter of an inch taller. Well, maybe not a quarter inch, maybe an eighth of an inch taller than. But again, in canon, I don't know. She could be a very tall girl. Like I said, Amazonian stature. I don't know. So there's really presumably nothing wrong with that. As far as recommendations go, well, hopefully you didn't need a recommendation and you already bought one, because she's gone, man. It's a damn shame, but yeah, she's been sold out since like October last year. But I love the mod styling of this figure. I love that kind of 60s, 70s British vibe that she has. And, if there's anything I would have added to it, maybe a little bit more British weaponry. Well, shit. She comes with a Bren. It's a top mag 303, right? You don't get much more British than a Bren as it is, so I guess I'll just shut up. I mean, fuck, she's got a British gun. Stanner or Sterling would have been cool, but I got nothing, man. She's a great figure. Hopefully, maybe you can still get on the wait list, but if you can't, I'm sorry. Regardless, thank you to Mezco Toys for helping me get one to review for you. She was obviously well worth the wait. My review wasn't worth the wait, but she was. But thank you anyway, and thank you to you guys for watching, and I'll try to be a little more timely for the next one. Later.